Hey everyone, Ryan Young, Kama Jiu-Jitsu. I hope you're doing well. First off, let me thank you guys. Our channel has gotten another little surge in watch volume, watch time, and it's all because of you, and I appreciate it. Now, I guess hitting a controversial topic now and then will probably help. It's not really my intent. I just want to cover what I think you guys want to know about. So, one that I covered the last time, but I think I did it wrong, or maybe not necessarily wrong, but maybe didn't quite answer the question that the gentleman was asking, Tom Miralles. And he had asked about people who are getting started training over 50. I went into how to find a correct place to train if you're over 50, if you're getting started, what to look for. But once you're on the mat and you're 50 and over, right, like me, what do I do? Well, I need to be even more aware of my body. When you're young, you can just kind of have a, what is that, devil may care attitude. Just train, have fun, you get busted up, oh, that hurts, but then you go home, you sleep, you recuperate, you're good to go. When you're 50 and over, it doesn't happen quite that easily. In fact, you get hurt and you could be hurt for days. Now, I don't mean injured. It could just mean hurt as in my body just hurts from doing something that it's not used to doing or doing something at a level it's not quite used to. The first thing is be aware of that. Now, we always like to think to ourselves, you know what? I'm in the best shape of my life. And you may be, but you don't have the best ability to recover in your whole life. Think of that when you go hard. Be sparing when you go hard. I don't go hard every day of the week. I am on the mats every day of the week. I'm teaching, I'm training some, I'm training every day, but I'm not training hard every day. I might train hard maybe 2 days a week. That's really about it. Now, when I'm doing a private, and I do, a few to several privates a week, I'm not training hard with my private students. I'm trying to teach them. I'm trying to give them enough resistance so that they feel what they need to feel, but I am not trying to push them with my body. If I need to push somebody, I'll bring in somebody else and I'll let them push the student, if that makes sense, right? Because I need to be smart about things. Now, as an example, you all know that I have shoulder issues, right? So I've had to go into a therapist to get this shoulder worked on because of the years and years and years of pain that I've had in my shoulders. They've just gotten worse over the years because what happens is you compensate for it, right? You protect it. And when you protect it with a set of muscles that maybe are not supposed to be used for it. So that's my shoulders. Maybe you have a knee issue. Maybe you've got a neck issue, right? If you get to a point where you think something is going to be compromised, tap right away. Don't try to fight things, right? You're going to want to fight things because you still remember what it was like when you were in your 20s and how you could get away with stuff. Well, the thing is, you're 30 years later now. You cannot get away with things, and that's okay, right? One thing that really made me turn the corner, I was in my, let's see, how am I, 50 now? I was about 43 or 44 years old. I was still training hard every day at that time. I had a particular private student who's one of our students in Irvine, and he came on board first by learning privates in my garage in Orange County. And strong kid, and picked up jiu-jitsu very quickly. We play a very heavy style here, so I'm teaching him how to play that heavy style. But I weighed about $145 at the time, about age 42, 43 is when I started training with him. He was about $195 and strong. Not just 195, but a strong 195. And he was about 25, 26 years old. Combined with the fact that he learned it very well, we would go really hard, and I would still best him when I wanted to, right? But I'd have to put myself in a bad spot and let him have it, and then I have to get out. Well, when it was time to move to Texas, then I turned him over to Master Dave and took him over to Dave's house and set him up with his first private with Dave while I was still there. And I noticed the first thing Dave did was he started training with him, but he was playing very defensively, not the Dave Kama that I'm used to seeing, right? The Dave Kama who comes to my house, we train every Sunday at my house, and he would just smash me, right? He wasn't doing that with this particular student at all. After it was over, I asked him, I said, why were you not smashing him? That's how I train with him. And Dave, who's 5 years older than me, so that would make him about 49 at that time, he told me, why? I've been through this already. I've been busted up. I just want to teach him. I don't necessarily have to train with him at my age. And I thought to myself, you know what? He's being really smart about it. And that's something that I had to tell myself as well. I have to be smart about it, because if I am hurt, I can't teach anyone, right? And if the goal is to teach more people jiu-jitsu and to teach them frequently and be with them and go over with them and be their day-to-day instructor, you need to be healthy to do it. That's what Dave had shown me, that you need to preserve yourself. After a while, you just have to realize that you cannot do what you used to do, but you still want to have fun and the enjoyment of jiu-jitsu. You still want to train, but you need to train at an appropriate level. Right? You have a lot of guys who comment on the page saying, I'm 40-something years old and I train like a madman every single day and I lift weights and they do this and this and this and this. You know, they may be mutants in that they can do that, right? But I'm not. And I acknowledge that and I understand that. So protect yourself. This is another way to say to, basically protect yourself, and realize that nobody but you is responsible for your body. Now you're going to train with, and hopefully have great training partners who are not out to hurt you. But jiu-jitsu by nature is a dangerous activity. It is not a safe activity. It can be done safely, but it's not safe by nature. If it were, we wouldn't be doing this, right? Right? You're out to choke somebody out. You're out to get them in a position where they submit to you. Right? There's always potential for injury in there. So be smart about it. Realize that. Choose your partners well. If you're brand new to this, okay, you're just getting started here in your 50s, your body is not used to the type of pressure and the type of torque that'll be put on your body parts through anything that you've done in your life. Even if you maybe rode motocross, right, which is one of the most demanding things on your body that you can possibly do. It is not the same type of demanding as jiu-jitsu will be. So treat your body right, protect it, meaning if you see something going south, if you see it, tap ahead of time. Don't wait till you've already gone south. And if you don't get something, don't feel bad about having to do it over and over and over again. One of the things that happens with your body is that your coordination, your flexibility, your range of motion all declines. Here's one thing that I kind of came to my mind was several years ago, I started watching this show. Don't make fun of me now, right? I started watching this show called Dancing with the Stars. You hear Rusty snickering? What a jerk, huh? Here I am. I'm opening my heart to you. I'm showing how vulnerable I am by telling you that I watched Dancing with the Stars. But the reason why I watched it was because there was an ice skater. He was actually a speed skater named Apollo Ono, and I wanted to see how he would do. And I think it was that show that he was on, or that series he was on, where there was an actress, a beautiful actress, who's much older now. Her name is Jane Seymour. Remember Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman? Yeah, that's old. Rusty probably know who Dr. Quinn is. Oh, he does. Yeah. My mom's favorite show. Yeah, his mom's favorite show. Anyway, Jane Seymour, very beautiful woman. And the thing is, when you look at the face, they can do stuff to the face to keep the face looking relatively young, whether it be through makeup or lighting or Photoshop, right? But when you see them show up on Dancing with the Stars and they have to move, right? And they have to, and you see how graceful dancers are, right? Their bodies are strong, they're flexible, they have good range of motion in their body. And you see a 50-something or 60-something-year-old woman trying to do Dancing with the Stars, and you hear all the, 50 is a new 30 or whatever, that kind of bullcrap, right? So she's doing it, and it just doesn't look right. She's doing the moves technically right, but if, let's say, for it to look like a beautiful motion, she needs to move her legs 45 degrees, but her leg only moves 35 degrees, right? Something just doesn't look right. And that's what I noticed. Like, okay, so here is an older woman, not middle-aged anymore, past middle age, doing this dancing, and it just doesn't look right. Where am I going with this? It's your jiu-jitsu will be just like that. It will be technically correct, but you will not have the range and you will not have the strength through that entire range that you would when you're younger, more flexible, stronger, speedier, all that kind of good stuff. So that's one thing I've come to realize. I cannot do some of the stuff that I used to do. but I concentrate on what I can do, and I try to do that very well. The instructor of the school that you're at, if he's very flexible, very limber, and his jiu-jitsu is very flexible and limber, and you are not, you might be in the wrong place. Especially, and I just got an email from a gentleman, he was asking me about it. Here's a good example too. He was asking me how he's been training a little over 2 years, and training, he's going to school a lot, right? For the first year, I think he said he trained about a year, which about once a week for a year, which isn't a ton, right? But the next year, he decided to make it about 3 times a week and doing a private every week, sometimes doing 2 privates in a week. And he had mentioned to me, he was wondering why he's not able to progress. After 2 years, he had like 2 stripes on a white belt. The only thing I can think of, so he's asked me, what's the appropriate amount of time to be at a blue belt? I think it was a blue belt he had asked me, or asked me, whether what rank should he be based on his time on the mat. And the only thing I could reply with, for those of you who've been watching my videos over time, if you haven't, then you're gonna get to kind of hear what I'm thinking now. But the first thing I said to him was, there's no timeline for belts. You could be training for 2 years, every single day, and be just as good or not as good as the day that you just walked in the first time. On the other hand, you could be training once a week, just once a week, and you could be better than everybody else who's ever walked on the mat. It just works out that way. So you cannot put them on the same time scale. So I disagree with every master or professor who grades their students based on time. I just do, because everybody is different. And that's how you have people with such a wide disparity. If you have 10 blue belts, you'll have the bottom 2 that can't beat any white belts. On the other hand, you'll have the top 2 that can beat brown belts. How is that, right? But they're all blue belts. The question I then ask is, okay, what's the age range? What's the P, right? G equals P plus T, right? What's the P? And then you need to know what they all know. What if they all know exactly the same thing? Okay, so technically they all know the same thing, but it's the P, the physicality, that makes a difference between the blue belts. And that's fully acceptable to me. On the other hand, if you have some really good ones that have very low T, and if the good ones that are very high T, meaning very, very technical, and you have some that are just brutes and just beat you up because they're so big and strong, they may have been doing collegiate wrestling, but they don't know jiu-jitsu, but they're still wearing a blue belt. They're not blue belts. They're excellent in wrestling, but as far as jiu-jitsu, not a blue belt. But for the older folks, you cannot be thinking like that. In fact, I told this guy, maybe you should be looking at a school, because his school is mostly young. He said he's the oldest guy there, 54 years old. I said, maybe you should go to a school where there are more people that are your age. Just like that other video, you want to look for people that are very similar to you. If you're in a school where everybody's 20-something and you're 54, you're not going to have a good experience training. You're going to be injured all the time, or you're going to be so slow to pick things up, you're going to wonder, why am I here 2 years and I'm only a 2-stripe white belt when there are guys that started 6 months ago already wearing a blue belt? Put it into perspective. There are many things that us older folk just cannot do as easily and as quickly as the younger people. And that's especially true with jiu-jitsu. In fact, that gets magnified. Be easy on yourself. Do this for fun. Get your mind stimulated learning it. Get your body stimulated doing it. Get stronger. Try to get more flexible with it. Be the best you can be. Try as hard as you can, but just realize we have limitations and accept them. Happier that way. I am. You'll be too. All right? Well, that's all I got for this one. In the meantime, go ahead and like and subscribe if you do. If you don't, then don't. If you think I'm a blabbering fool, go ahead and tell me like one gentleman did. And he says, talk to me about, what did he say? About not being able to put complete sentences together? I don't know.
I might not have seen it yet.
Yeah. I don't mind those, by the way. I'm not for everyone. If you don't like me, that's fine. But if you love me, then come say hi. Which is what I get a lot of times, and I really appreciate it. You guys just stop me wherever I am, right? Any kind of jiu-jitsu event. There's at least a handful of guys that come and say hi, and I really appreciate it. And these emails I've been getting from you guys, telling me how much you appreciate what I do, I really appreciate you guys, right? Also, just let you know that Dave and I had said in the last video, the one we're talking about judo, about a jiu-jitsu versus a judo rivalry, if there is one or isn't one, I had mentioned that 2019 is a year that I want to get combat jiu-jitsu instructors out to you, okay? So, but you need to come to me. You need to let me know this is something that you want to do. I've gotten 3 inquiries since that last video last week. And I think we're on the way to setting up 2 of them, all right? I'm trying to make it as easy as possible and as economical as possible for you to have us out there. Because normally, like I said in the other video, it's not an inexpensive endeavor to have someone like a Dave Kama come out to your studio, right? And I said I even come out too. If you want me to come out, I'll come out too. And let's get this set up. I want to share this with you guys. I want you to learn the jiu-jitsu that Rickson Gracie teaches. Because for me, it's a profound experience, right? Learning it. And I wish it all on you as well. 2020 is going to be a little bit harder because we have a lot of things that are working right now that we're getting started in 2019, but by the time it picks up in 2020, like I'm expecting, then I'm not going to have very much time to do much, if anything. All right. So 2019 is that window of opportunity to get us out there to you. We want to come to you. So be sure to email us, combatjujitsu@gmail.com, and let's work it out. In the meantime, take care now. Happy training. Bye-bye now.